Hey guys, I'm Underground Geek, and you know what time it is. It's time to talk about some more horror comics. So I picked this one out to talk about this time, and so now I'm going to tell you a little bit about this book. It's called The Damned, Issue 1, and to help me talk about it is my friend Brooklyn and also Lexington. So let's talk about this comic here. So it's actually by Colin Bunn, which is kind of a surprise. And so when I picked this up, I picked it up solely because it looked like a horror comic. I mean, just look at it. And I was like, I don't know. He's got a Tommy gun. Is this going to be interesting? I don't know. Is this like a gangster book? What's going on here? So it's written by Colin Bunn. It's illustrated by Brian Hurt. Colored by Bill Crabtree and lettered by Crank. That's what it sounds like. Crank! Designed by Keith Wood, edited by Charlie Chu. So, basically, this is what's going on. Gangsters grow rich on their vices, and rivalries between criminal organizations result in bloody massacres on the streets. But unknown to the masses, demonic families control the rackets, using greed, gluttony, lust, and other sins to fuel lucrative trade in mortal souls. Eddie's soul was forfeit long ago, and he's been cursed for his trouble. Eddie can die like anyone else, but he doesn't stay the same. If someone touches his dead body, they die in his stead. And Eddie crawls in out of the gutter to get kicked a little more. Thanks to recent dirty dealings, Eddie finds himself in charge of the Gehenna Room, a posh club with one hand and fast rule. No demons allowed. Or one hard and fast rule. Sorry, I can't read it. It's that far away. So basically, there you got it. That's it in a nutshell. It is John Constantine, but with gangsters. So basically, what's happening here is, he says, the town's got more than its share of grifters, skid rogues, and hatchet men. I ought to know. I count myself amongst them. Move. But I'm the only one who ends up with his throat cut wide on the regular. Out of the way. He says it's almost a joke among a certain class of scum. And there he is running with his throat cut. And so he's trying to get somewhere. He says, but here's the real gas. I might die, in fact. I probably will. But I probably won't stay that way. But that's only part of it. Because in order for me to come back from the hereafter, someone else has to take my place. After I'm done breathing, anyone who touches my corpse goes tits up while I'm on my feet again. That's one of the reasons I try to limit my activities to specific social circles. When I'm outside my element, innocent people tend to get hurt. That's a hard life. Says, I'm just one of many sons of guns to call the city home 24 hours earlier. So we see there's a party going on here. Some singing and dancing. Is that supposed to be pretty? I don't know. It looks like Squirrel Girl to me. But anyway. So we've got a couple things here. So he's making his rounds here, and he's talking to everybody, and he says, place is really hopping tonight, huh? Yeah, so they're talking, and then he sees the girl, kind of catches his eye, and then something else he sees catches his eye even more. And that is these demons just walking around into the door there. He says, can I help you gents? He says, no, me and my mates are just thought we'd check out the old stomping grounds, have a few drinks. Maybe you should look elsewhere. Maybe you haven't heard, but the Gehenna Room's gone exclusive. No demons allowed. Now that you mention it, I did hear something like that. This is a lot like Constantine talking to the demons when he used to do. It says, I thought it sounded like something might be bad for business, and I thought you could make an exception if the mood struck you. So then we see what they actually look like to other people. and that he's the only one that can see them because he's one of the damned. And he says, so your eyes don't hide the awfulness from you. We're an original rule breaker, which is how I know you look the other way as we can shuffle on past, right? Not hardly. So basically he runs them off. But they're there for a reason. So this goes on and on. Finally they leave. He says, your rules, Eddie, your funeral. Eddie's rough looking too. Look at his face. He's like he's been scratched up a few times. I don't know if I'd mess with him. And so basically he says, they were there for a reason. They're looking for somebody. So he's looking around to see who it could be. I don't know. Then it's got the lady in red up here, and I was thinking maybe it was her. He says, how about a big round of applause for the music stylings of Darcy Lane? Then she starts talking to everybody and says, so, boss, what'd you think? For a minute there, Darcy, you made me forget how heavy the world is on my shoulders. Isn't that the sweetest thing? I hope you remember that sweetness when it comes time to renegotiate the contract. She says, managing the Gina room, hobnobbing with the rich and powerful, discussing contract negotiations. I didn't know any better, Eddie. I think you'd grown a set of horns yourself. So this guy, this guy's the one. So as they're talking, you kind of understand that he's known Eddie back in his past. And so he says, didn't take a whole lot of smarts to see who Bruno's Rourke's boys were looking for. If I'd known, I might have let the demons have the run of the place just long enough to drag them out. So the guy's got his bags there. He's obviously on the run. He asks him if he can stay there. And he says, come on, Eddie, hear me out. I know you don't let demons in here. That's why I came to you. I'm not asking for room. I'm seeking sanctuary. After all, you owe me. And that gets his eye there. He's like, And then he instantly starts backing off because he says, but hey, we don't need to drudge up bad times. I don't mean to push. You say there's no place for me, then it's all right. You can stay. So he tells him 3 days. That's it. And he says, oh, that's more than enough. He's not happy about it. So he's walking around. He's in his office. He's thinking about all this stuff. As we're talking here, he says, all that cash, all that power, almost always came from someplace dark and bloody. As he's talking about all this old money and old families and things like that. And you see this guy right here, what he really looks like. He says, for demon souls are old money. They've made a brisk trade using the rackets to get poor bastards to sell their one and only shot of hobbling through the pearly gates. Here they are, kind of like arguing over souls. We got this demon here having people sign contracts. Pretty creepy. And he says, I'm going out. You need me to get you a driver? I'd rather walk. So Eddie's taking a walk. He's going to visit an old friend. So he goes in there, and this nice young lady answers the door. Says, well, Eddie, as I live and breathe. So as they're talking, they start getting a little conversation going here. He needs to ask some advice. He needs to know about his friend Polly, the one that came to see him. She knows about him. She knows that he's been getting in to the wrong kind of people. And as they're talking, he gets kind of close to her. He says, have you heard from him, seen from him? How unlucky do you think I am? Oh, just curious. It's, don't touch me. So something's wrong with her and you can't touch her. She may have leprosy. He says, I'm sorry, I just forget sometimes. It's all right. Kind of sweet, actually, and completely unlike you to forget what we really are. So she must be a leper or something. So he leaves, and right as he gets out the door, he starts forgetting, and somebody grabs him. I've got to hurry because I'm running out of battery. And it says, oh, shut your trap, Eddie. You had to figure something like this was coming. Dragging back here, boys, in the shadows. So basically they start beating on him. Beating him up pretty good. Smacking him around. Says, you need to be taught a lesson. Then this cuts his throat. Whew. And then basically says, we ain't gonna let you touch none of us. You're just gonna have to bleed out. So he starts seeing something here. Now we're back to where we was before, and he's with that old hobo. We see this creature here, and he kind of sees himself passing over. And he almost gets the guy, and he says, "It's not like I'm going to get back into the Almighty's good graces." And he says, "Hold your horses, Eddie." And then here's some gangster. He said, "No need to go and do something heartless now, is there?" He says, "Tony, didn't know you cared." So basically, these other gangsters are here to find out what that demons, or find out where Polly's at as well because of the demons. And they actually gave him a stand-in to save his life. And we actually see what happens when he touches somebody. Instantly, they were cut just the way he was, and died so that he could live. That's pretty messed up. And so it says, "Maybe later. Right now, the boss needs to see you. He wants to ask you a few questions about your pal, Polly Bones. Seems like everybody's taking interest in Polly. Exactly how much did he lose?" "That's just it, Eddie. You see, Polly Bones didn't lose at all. He won." "Oh, he got something. What is this?" "And that makes him dangerous." "Oh, so here's issue number 2. He's going to meet Hellboy." That's funny. That may be the boss he's got to meet. But what'd you guys think about it? I thought it was a pretty good little book. It didn't really have enough action for me, but you know, I'm pretty picky. But then again, it does have a good story. It's very Constantine-ish. I like it. It has a lot of the movie feel of Constantine to it, but with a gangster as well. But that concludes our horror movie, our horror comic of the night. It's Damned issue 1 by Colin Bunn. And yeah, I have to say it's a pretty decent little book. You know, I might not read it on a regular, but it'd be something fun to kind of check out every now and then. It'd be fun to see once it gets amped up with a little more action with the Tommy gun and everything. It might be pretty good. Well, what did you guys think? I was kind of surprised that he did this because sometimes he kind of phones in his stuff. But yeah, it's a pretty good issue if I do so say myself. Alright guys, tell me what you think about it. Hit the like button, hit the notifications button, and have a great day. I'm going to try to keep my battery life going here. But alright guys, say bye to Brooklyn and Lexington. See you later.